With the 177th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select James Mitchell, tight end, Virginia Tech.
Well, I went undrafted. Now to some of y'all, that's not gonna be a shock, but surprisingly, a lot of y'all were shocked that I didn't get drafted this year. And if y'all are following over on TikTok, y'all been tapped in with the live streams. I live streamed pretty much the entire draft. And the whole time I was getting asked pretty much the same question. So today I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna answer all of those questions. Now the first question y'all were asking was what NFL team would I wanna go to if I got drafted? My answer every single time was any team that wants to give an opportunity. All you need in this league, in this world, is an opportunity to go be able to do what you can. Without that opportunity, you don't get to try. With that opportunity, you get to try, you get to go out there, you get to perform, you get to try and just be your best and show what you can do. Everything boils down to is getting an opportunity. So any team that wants to give that opportunity, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm locked in. I grew up a Colts fan. That was the other question that y'all were asking a ton in the chat. So obviously I grew up a Colts fan, but if I were to get picked up by anybody else, the past is in the past. I saw somebody say this at the draft. It fit perfect. So the past is in the past. If I don't get picked up by the Colts, we on to the next thing, and the Colts are in the past. Let me know y'all's favorite NFL team down in the comments, by the way. I want to see the variety of teams that we have watching this video. Now, second, probably the most asked question during the draft is when am I going to get drafted or am I going to be drafted? The answer was always no. Now, let me explain. Now, the NFL draft works in a very specific way, and you can only get drafted to the NFL the year you graduate from college. Obviously, I graduated college a couple years ago, so I was not eligible to be drafted in this draft. So that's the most simple answer. Why did I not get drafted? Because I'm not eligible to get drafted. The exact rule following the NFL draft rules is as follows. To be eligible for the draft, players must have been out of high school for at least 3 years and have used up their college eligibility before the start of the next college football season. Underclassmen and players who have graduated before using all their college eligibility may request the league's approval to enter the draft early. So basically, you got to be 3 years removed from high school at least, and then if you want to enter the draft early, you can upon the league's approval. Players are draft eligible only in the year after the end of their college eligibility. So basically what I just said, you can only get drafted the year you graduate college unless you get that year early approval. So basically, if you get to the end of your junior season, you feel like you're going to get drafted, you feel like you're ready to go, you can submit something to the league, and you can enter the draft after your junior season, but not before. Or if you're a senior, obviously you're done playing football, you got no eligibility left, you can enter the NFL draft. Before the draft, the NFL player personnel staff members confirm the eligibility of draft prospects. That means researching the college backgrounds of approximately 3,000 players each year. They work with the NCAA compliance departments at schools across the country to verify the information for all prospects. They also check the rosters of college all-star games to make sure that only draft eligible players play in these games. So in summary, basically all that stuff is saying is that I was not eligible to be in the draft this year because I graduated college 2 years ago. And the question that always followed after I was talking about that stuff on the live was, are you ever going to be able to make it to the NFL if you can't get drafted? And the obvious answer to that is yes. For example, look at somebody like Kurt Warner. He went undrafted and then all of a sudden ends up being like 27 years old, gets a call, gets in the NFL situation, ends up becoming an MVP of the Super Bowl and a Hall of Famer. Now, I'm not trying to compare myself to Kurt Warner, but I'm just saying you never know when that opportunity is going to come, and I can always get a call. I could literally be filming this video right now, my phone rings, boom, we're on a team. But as far as the actual NFL draft goes, I was just not eligible to get drafted. The other thing you got to look at too is obviously I'm a kicker. There's not many kickers that get selected each year. I think there was only 2 kickers and maybe 1 punter that got drafted this year. So getting drafted as a kicker anyways is pretty rare. Like we talked about in one of those earlier videos, I think Dom from Michigan has a very good shot at getting drafted next year. Now, the other thing we got to look at too when it comes to my situation is every single year that I don't get that opportunity, these guys graduate college and now a new pool of people that are competing every single year to be one out of those 32 people to get to kick in the NFL. You got to remember, there's only 32 people in the world that get to kick in the NFL. And think about how many college football teams there are. Just in the FBS, I think there's like 140 something teams. So maybe divide that by 4 just to give you all the seniors that are coming out, because you know some schools might start their underclassmen. That's like 35 players each year that enter the draft pool, right? So that's 35 more people that are competing for 32 spots, let alone the other people that are like me going to these showcases, doing these tryouts and all that stuff, that are still trying to compete to get back in the league and get that opportunity. So now think about how big this pool of free agent kickers are, let alone all the other positions, but I'm just talking kickers because it relates to me. There's a ton of kickers every single year that are trying to get one of those 32 spots, and some of those 32 guys, they're locked in. Those teams are basically out. So maybe you got like 5 to 10 spots a year max, and you got 50, 60, 70 free agents that are like realistically got a shot at getting these opportunities. It's just all about timing. It's about right place, right timing, and opportunity. Hey, y'all definitely been showing a lot of love, so I just want to say I appreciate y'all. Y'all were showing a ton of love on the live. Y'all been showing a ton of love on the videos. And if y'all want to show some more love, make sure y'all hit that that subscribe button for me. We are less than 2,000 subscribers away from 600,000 subs. So if y'all are watching right now, y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for me. And I don't know, maybe when we hit 1 million, that's when we get the call. I don't know. So maybe y'all got to hit that subscribe button so we can get the call. Now, I didn't really get to experience a lot of this until recently when y'all started seeing me doing these private workouts, these showcases and stuff like that in the videos. So basically, when I went undrafted in 2023, all you got to do is work. That's really the only thing you can do, right? You can only just put in the work and see if a call comes your way. Another thing that I found, obviously, is putting my film out there. Obviously, a lot of my film is right here, talking to you guys and kicking field goals on the internet, right? But at the end of the day, most of my videos is me out here working, trying to get better, trying to learn, working with different coaches and NFL players and all that stuff. And it's definitely escalated over the last 2 years, for sure. I feel like right when I got out of college, you watched me kick a field goal, you'd almost wince because it was like, oh, you really kicked that ball. You're trying out for the NFL and you kick like that? Because even me, looking back, I'm like, wow. When I played in this stadium right here, I sucked. But if I kick a ball right now, it looks significantly different. And that just comes with the work that we've put in since 2023. Well, I guess really 2022, because I played in here in 2022 and I graduated in 23. But especially over the last year, from 2024 to 2025, it's been a significant increase in how I'm kicking field goals. The mental part of it for sure has increased a lot, but also the ball flight and all that other stuff. Just working with all these people like Matt Prater, Nick Novak, they've definitely just helped me increase my game, my level of performance on the field. So going back to that undrafted process and what it looks like is really just work. It's really just work until you get that opportunity, which is really what it is. I'm on the field right now. I'm about to get some kicks up after I record this, but I mean, all it is just work and see what opportunities coming next. Because you never know. That phone could ring and I could be in a different city tomorrow, which hopefully happens. I mean, come on. Come on. But hey, another thing we need to talk about though, I was actually off live for this pick and I'm pissed that I was off live for this pick, but somebody from Montana got drafted this year. Junior Bergen from the University of Montana got drafted by the 49ers in the 7th round. That's crazy. The Niners definitely got themselves a dog. I saw a lot of scrutiny from the 49ers social media pages in the comments talking about we should have drafted an O-lineman in the 7th round. But in the 7th round, why are y'all trying to draft the O-lineman? Y'all got to stack up the O-line early in the draft. We were talking about this on my live. Y'all got to build the trenches early. Those are the value picks right there. At the end of the draft, that's where you take the skill positions. The difference between the FCS and the FBS, obviously funding, crowd size, stadium size, facility. Guess what that comes down to? Funding. But the skill position level, you could throw Junior on an FBS team and he could go succeed. The biggest difference on the field is probably the trenches, which is why I'm saying take those guys early in the draft. But as far as a skill position guy, put on the tape. Put on the tape, that's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna watch 5 run from probably right here or maybe back there in that end zone. He's gonna run to that end zone over there on a kick return or a punt return. I don't know the exact stats, but I know he has some type of return record in the FCS, at least the big sky, but I'm pretty sure the FCS, he might have like the all-time return record for touchdowns. Obviously, I watched it in person on the sidelines at practice and all that stuff, but when you turn on the film, when you turn on that TV and you see 5 catch that punt, catch that kickoff, bro, he might be in that end zone over there before you even know it. You go to grab you a water out the fridge, Junior's gonna be celebrating in the end zone because you didn't want to watch the kick return. So 49ers fans, y'all got yourself one. I'm telling y'all might not know right now, but y'all are gonna know the name very soon. I know there's special teams coaches and all that stuff were pressing to get him in the draft, and it's just cool. He got drafted. He didn't go undrafted. He got drafted, especially because they're more looking at him as a special teams guy. That's pretty crazy to get drafted for just special teams. But anyway, shout out to Junior because he's actually from Montana too. He didn't just play at Montana. He's from Montana, and he wore the Dreamer shorts one time. Man, I wish I was live during that. I would have freaked out. I probably lost my voice. I was already losing my voice because I was talking so long during those lives, but I'd have definitely lost my voice. I'd have lost it if I saw that pick live. Yeah, I feel like I just needed to come on here and make this video and just tell y'all why I didn't get drafted, because I was getting flooded with comments. I was getting flooded with DMs about like why I didn't get drafted. So I figured I'd just come on here and address it all at once. Obviously, I went undrafted in 2023 and I actually made a whole video talking about my whole story, my pro day process, my draft process and all that stuff. So if y'all want to watch that stuff, make sure y'all just click one of the video links in the description, because that way y'all can see everything from the beginning. But hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all continuing to support on the channel, on the page, on the TikTok live, all that stuff. Hopefully we get that phone call before the next video, but if not, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace. I haven't warmed up, I haven't done anything, but I'm gonna stick this ball in the ground right there and I'm gonna bang it on these posts. Watch this. Oh yeah, I feel like that'll work. I feel like that'll work. It's even got a little bit of a righty lean to it. I'm gonna kick the shoes off. Socks are about to get soaked. The ball. Okay, now it's leaning back a little bit, but I feel like it'll work. Get in. No! Well, that's why I didn't get drafted.